So welcome to Is This Adulthood with Ryan and Katie.
Katie Jones. Always say my name in full, Ryan. All right, everyone. Episode 1 of our new podcast starts now.
And we're so glad that you're listening.
Yeah, exactly. For those who don't know us, we are Katie Jones and Ryan Durgy. Mm-hmm. We used to do a radio show together a few years ago called Sassy and Classy. So this is the newer, more sophisticated version.
It is a little bit more sophisticated, and by sophisticated we mean that we meet up in my bedroom in Toronto and eat chips. Eventually we're gonna get a bit more classy if we get a budget ever.
Maybe we'll do it at Starbucks
and have some wine or something.
Exactly. But we are coming to you with this podcast where it's going to be a millennial focused theme.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think that's something that we wanting to explore even in the Sassy and Classy days. Now, Sassy and Classy, for those that don't know. All right, you're listening to episode 3 of Sassy and Classy.
We're back. I'm your host, Katie Jones.
And I'm your other host, Ryan Durgy.
Sorry, Ryan, didn't mean to forget about you there.
It's okay. I'm used to it by now, Katie. You just forget about me all the time. So it was very ridiculous. In your face, ridiculous, and celebrity news focused. And this time around, we decided to do something a bit more mature, but not change who we are, because we're both just as crazy as then.
Each other.
And I think that we've matured a little bit.
Exactly. So we're going to be talking about things from, love and dating to the job market, as, kind of entry level young working adults, social media, health and lifestyle, just things that I think pertain to everyone, really.
Yeah, especially us millennials, as they'd like to call us.
Yes, very overused word, I think.
Yeah, Katie doesn't like that word. But us young people, navigating this new world of social media and expectations. And, you grew up where, we're going to get into it, but you grew up where everyone got an award and everyone was celebrated. And then you get into the world and it's like, well, everyone thinks that they're the best, right? So you're competing against.
That is some deep
we're getting
stuff
deep
right there.
And we didn't even crack open a bottle of wine.
Oh my God.
Store-bought boxed wine.
That's where we're at, people. We can legally buy it, but it comes in a box. Okay, let's do this. I guess we'll high five since we can't cheers. Yes. There we go. Okay, today we're going to be talking about love and dating. Ryan, you're single.
I'm single, ready to mingle.
Exactly. You're navigating that life right now of trying to find someone.
Yeah, and I say ready to mingle. I actually posted a kind of half funny Instagram a little while back, and it was saying I'm going to take a break from dating for a year. No, that's probably not true.
Nobody believed him,
Nobody believed me, but I am taking a break. I deleted all the apps recently.
Okay, why is that, and what apps were you on?
I was on mostly Tinder. I did have Grindr, but...
For those who don't know, look up Grindr.
Katie's obsessed with Grindr, and I think it's because she's never been on it. I'm like, the other day I was like, Katie, people don't even say hi on Grindr, because this is true. People don't say hi. They just send a pic. And so, Katie, tell them what you said to that.
Sign me up. Okay, so when it comes to dating, are you looking for a relationship, or do you like the casual, seeing a few people, nothing serious dating?
The end goal, I feel like, is the relationship, but I do think dates are fun. For sure. I think that you can learn a lot about yourself by going on dates. I always tell people to go on dates because you learn a lot.
Yes.
But what you're looking for. And it's fun. It's cute. But I like focusing on the one person. I like planning out the second date after. The first day, I think you can do drinks. All these people I want to go rock climbing on a first. That's ridiculous. No, people say that. Or I want to go axe throwing on a first date. First of all, I don't even know you. And we're not going to be throwing weapons. I don't think so.
I totally agree. Give me a cold beer and let's chat.
And that's the thing. It's exactly let's just get a beer and nachos and chat. And then you get to know them, and then you can plan the second date around that. I'm still not going to be throwing axes on the second date. Let me tell you that.
Would you ever go axe throwing with me?
Maybe.
Bad idea. Okay, so you take it in a casual way, but you're looking for something serious.
Yeah, I want something serious. Have you done the online dating thing before?
So I briefly did it. I was on Bumble because my friend recommended that one because it's a little bit more female focused.
Yeah.
In
what way? Isn't it like the female has to message first?
Exactly. And yeah, it's basically in the responsibility of in the woman's hand.
Yeah.
Also, I liked the concept of there's only 24 hours in that conversation before it expires. I didn't really use it a lot. I think I was talking to 2 people because I didn't even really want to be doing it in the first place. I have nothing against it.
Yeah.
I just, I work in the service industry and I'm an outgoing person that sitting on my phone really doesn't interest me very much. Gave it a shot. I started seeing someone a little bit. And that ended, which is fine. But yeah, I am in a new relationship now. Yes.
And did you meet this person online?
I did not meet this person online. I actually deleted that app after it ended with the person I was seeing previously.
Okay.
I wasn't angry or anything. I just
you just want to switch it up.
Oh, yeah, I've tried
I see
it.
You. Yeah,
been there, done that.
Yeah.
Don't like it. But
yeah,
I met my boyfriend at a bar, which is how Katie Jones does it.
I love that. And it's funny because Katie Jones tells me this all the time. She's like, just go pull up to a bar, sit up there with everyone else side by side and start talking to people. I was in Vancouver and Katie's like, just pull up to the bar, sit up there and just start talking to people. I'm like, Katie, that scares the out of me.
But hey, that is so what I would do. I have had
it worked
a lot of fun nights when I just I'll go. There was this one time when I was backpacking in Australia and I jumped out of the van that I was living in and kind of finished the last of my traveling on my own by myself, and I booked into a hostel and I walked down the road and I went into a bar and I sat there and started having a drink, and then someone was sitting near and they got closer and we ended up having drinks that night, and it was just a fun time. But hey, anyone that's listening, we are not harping, but I totally get online dating.
No. And I'm sure I'll be on the apps again eventually. But right now, I'm really focused. I'm going back to school, upgrading my skills, and I'm just focused on myself. I find that sometimes when you get online, you get really in your head about it because you're swiping. And maybe you match with someone that you're really excited. You're like, oh, wow, we matched. Like, this is awesome. And then you chat with them, and then the conversation fades. Or you're down to meet up. Fades. You're down to meet up, and then they unmatch you the day of, or they stop responding the day.
People do that?
Yeah, I've had that.
Gosh.
Yeah.
It's a little rude.
Yeah, or I've had it where you show up and I had one guy and I show up to the date and he's 300 pounds heavier than his pictures. Did I ever tell you this story?
Yes, you told me on your birthday.
Yeah, it was insane. I mean,
come on,
no,
people.
Legit, because I saw him from afar and I was talking on the phone with my friend, excited about this date, and I saw him from afar. I'm like, his face looks similar. And I was like, this isn't him. I'm like, okay, I gotta go. So I'm like, this isn't him in my mind, right? And I'm opening up the door to the bar, and all I hear behind me is Ryan.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, you know what the thing is? There's a whole market out there for that guy.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh, there's a whole market who would love. It's just
love what, Ryan?
Just a bigger guy, and I'm a bigger guy, but this guy was very big, and people love it. People love it, and he could get a lot of people. But the thing is, his profile deceiving.
Exactly. Come on, present yourself online how you actually probably look.
We just lost 16 subscribers.
No, I am. You know what I mean. Actually, okay. So one date that I did when I went on, it was my first online dating date.
Yeah.
And he was a really nice guy, and actually we had a really good time. But he shows up and he was in running shoes.
Who cares?
No, right away there, I just thought, this isn't going to work.
So tip to all the men out there.
Yeah,
don't wear running shoes.
Don't wear running shoes.
Really?
On a date.
I wear running shoes. I feel like maybe that's why I don't have a boyfriend. Stop. We just lost 5 more subscribers. Katie. Katie, like, okay, the thing is, I know people like you. I've had friends, female friends, who say the exact same thing. They look at a guy's shoes, and they can tell whether they're going to date him off of that.
100%.
I don't get it. I don't care what they're wearing for shoes.
It just says their footwear says so much.
Really?
Clothing, not so much, but footwear.
Really?
Also, I feel like not all men. Actually, I guess a lot of men do love like different trainers or whatever. But I'm glad my boyfriend doesn't wear running shoes. I'll just put it that way.
So, Katie Jones, if one of our 14 listeners
1,400 listeners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Want to follow us on Instagram, because, you know, Insta is so in right now.
I feel like Insta's almost passe.
No.
Yeah, it might be leaning that way, Ryan.
I don't think so. But where can they follow us?
Is it embarrassing that I still have Facebook?
No, I think everyone still has it, because like events are still through that.
Yeah, so you kind of need to keep
need it.
So it's not embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing, but if you were only
you should be embarrassed. You still have Snapchat. Just saying.
So, anyways.
Also, Twitter's making a comeback.
Okay. I don't know what world Katie Jones lives in, but you guys can follow us.
Of course. So my personal Instagram is K and then TEE Jones, because T spelled like t-shirt, because I'm very clever.
And mine is a bit more easy to understand. Mine is Ryan Durgy, RYAN.
It's your name.
DURGY, because I am original and creative like that.
Well, and then also we have our own. Follow us.
You can follow us on Instagram. Is This Adulthood? We'll be posting some fun stuff, maybe some behind the scenes stuff as well.
For sure.
And
are we gonna make it private and accept people?
Oh, that may be cool, like a VIP Is This Adulthood?
Yeah, and I'm super specific, so
yeah, I mean, I don't know if we should give Katie the password, because she may be posting drunk selfies, but hey, maybe some people will be into that. Do you find that you're someone that when you end a relationship, you kind of close that chapter in your life?
Yes, close the book.
See,
throw it away.
I don't think I'm like that. I feel like I go back to it. I like bookmark it and highlight it. Reread it and put little notes about it. Look, I think that's so much healthier that you just close it and move on.
At the end of the day, we're people, and there's going to be photos that make you reminiscent, and there's going to be memories
and
or
smells
triggers
and sounds.
You know, you drive by something and you remember an incident where you drove past that, whatever the case may be. But I try my best to just know that that's not helping. That's not going to make it any easier or make it you be back with somebody. And always remember, you broke up for a reason.
Yes.
You broke up for a reason. And I think sometimes people, we get lonely and we go back to what we think is accessible, even if we know it's wrong. Mm-hmm. So, you know, there's that saying, the best way to get over somebody is under someone new. But I think that...
Is that a Dua Lipa song?
Probably. Shout out Dua Lipa. But,
shout out in case you're listening.
Which we know you are.
Of course.
Hashtag Katie and Ryan podcast. But, yeah. Fill your life with things that inspire you or important to you, or so you're not constantly thinking about that ex or what could have been, because we only really get that way when we're missing something or we're lonely. This is my beliefs anyways. So yeah,
I like that. Thanks for that advice. I'll put in my mom's advice too, and that is, if it's not great at the beginning, it's not going to get any better.
Ooh,
because it's so true. It's like if there's already red flags and it's not going well right at the beginning of a relationship,
run.
Yeah, well, it's not going to get better. It's true. Like,
walk.
You should be on your best. You know, you gotta be on your best behavior at the start, and I feel like if it's not, then maybe it's not going to work out. When you first start dating someone, what is moving too quick?
Okay, so that's interesting, because I technically am probably moving too fast in my relationship right now in terms of what I've done before and what would probably be like societally more normal.
Really?
My boyfriend and I, we're well into saying that we love each other, spending every night together, buying things for kind of our place. We actually have a cat.
A cat? And so I'm guessing this must be like a month or two in?
About a week.
I'm playing with Katie Jones a little bit. I know that it's been a week. But the thing is that does it feel natural?
Exactly. That's in life how everything should be. If it feels right, hopefully it probably is.
Yeah.
My past relationship, that was my most serious relationship, I love you wasn't said until 3 months in, which felt like a very comfortable time. It didn't feel like it was taking forever. That was making me insecure, but it didn't feel like it was said right away, and then it just maybe felt false. But that was that relationship, and this is now. So I think that trust your heart, trust your guts, trust your friends and what they think about it.
Yeah.
And just kind of be honest with the process, but don't be moving in and playing house if that's not what you think is probably the right thing to be doing.
Which I did recently actually with a guy. I basically was dating a guy for a weekend, it turned out. I met him. We went out for drinks. I wasn't going to go home. I was like, I told my friends before, I'm like, I'm not going home with this guy. And then, we walk by his place when he's walking me back to his car and he invites me up for a drink. I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, we won't do anything. Okay. So I go up and we end up hanging out. We did end up kissing a little bit, but then he ended up wanting me to stay the night. And we didn't full out do anything. It was pretty chill, but we ended up walking his dog and we ended up hanging out. And then the next day he's like, well, I really missed you all day. Do you want to come and meet my friends?
Yeah.
So literally the second date I'm meeting his friends.
Yep.
And then on the third date, we're going to brunch. And then it's like, okay, I've had 3 dates in the span of 3 days. And he was saying all these things that I felt in retrospect. And even in the moment, not even in retrospect, I was like, I can see where he's coming from because he's saying, I really like you. And at the time I was thinking, I really like him. So I was thinking it, but I think it also when you're saying things that quickly, I think that now especially I may look back and be like, is it genuine?
Yeah.
Because sometimes people say things really quick and it's just to get something out of it. And that's not always the case. I think there are genuine people, and in the moment I felt like it was really genuine what he was saying, but I felt like there's a little bit more fun in spreading it out.
Absolutely.
I feel like it would have, and I luckily I saw that we weren't a match pretty quickly because of how much time we were spending together. But I do think that there's a lot more fun in going on the first date, going your separate ways. And I understand that things happen, and I understand sometimes chemistry is there, right? I get it. But I think for me at least, I kind of like looking forward to the second date and what that's going to hold.
Absolutely. Anticipation, curiosity, you get excited. And the dating world, there are rules, of course, but go with what feels right and trust that. I've never moved this quickly with anyone before, but it would feel weird doing the opposite, taking it slow, because that doesn't feel like how we're supposed to date. Maybe
for you too,
for us too, it just doesn't feel like that would be the right way. What we're doing is the right way, whereas with different people in different situations, different times in your lives, that wouldn't be the case. So yeah, moving on.
Well, I was gonna say, how old is this dude?
He never shuts up.
How old is this dude? I'm trying to probe a little bit, guys.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to get some info out of this conversation. Well, is he older?
Yes, I'm dating somebody older than me.
And that ties into one of our topics that we've listed, which is, how do you feel about dating someone who's older? I mean, clearly you're enjoying it. I personally think that there's no issue.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's an issue. I do understand that people are at different points in their life, and I think that sometimes that's where things may not line up, but there's a lot of young souls out there that are older, but they give off such a young and fresh vibe.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the problem I think about dating older is if you care about what people think, that it will be a topic of conversation. If you're dating...
Why do people care? I don't get that. Why do people... as long as you're I would say even if someone was 18 and they're dating a 40-something, I do think that maybe there's something a bit, because they just turned 18. If you're in your 20s and you're dating someone older or 30s or whatever.
Two consenting adults.
Two consenting adults. Why do people care?
I know, and I feel the same way. If I was dating an 80-year-old, that might be a bit fun.
But I mean, if you were happy about it, I would support it still. I would support it, and then you and I would move into the mansion like 4 years down the line.
You know what? That might be pushing it a little bit.
Yeah.
I have never dated somebody older. The oldest, it was just a few years, 3 years, so that doesn't really count.
Okay.
This person came out of nowhere into my life, and there was a lot of chemistry and everything right away, and his situation is different than mine because he is older, and you're right, he's at a different place in his life.
Yeah.
We grew up kind of with different things, if you think about it. You know, the number one selling band when I was growing up wouldn't have been for him, and we grew up with probably different toys and different technology and all of that stuff.
Now you have the same toys. Is that too far?
Listen to the sassy coming out in him. I thought you were the classy one. Oh, how the tables have turned. So
just delete that.
Yeah, so on paper, I think that people definitely enjoy, or people will judge in terms of the age difference, but you know how you are with somebody.
Yeah.
And the conversations that you have and the chemistry that you have, and you have to really understand that and appreciate it and respect it. Okay, now I want to ask you, Ryan, about this concept of ghosting and the one that you taught me, breadcrumbing. So I have a personal thing about ghosting, and it was okay because I was over this person. But
were you the ghoster?
No, I got ghosted.
Oh, okay.
Which, by the way, for all of you people out there, that never happens.
Wait, explain what ghosting means, just in case.
Just in case. Okay, I don't know, but
Ghosting is basically where you are
with someone,
you're hanging out
with them,
you're
texting,
and
then they disappear.
They just stop replying.
That's just so messed up.
Or sometimes they'll ghost you. They'll stop replying to you. They haven't replied for 7 hours, and then they post an Instagram story just enjoying their life.
Is that ghosting as well?
Yeah, that is ghosting.
Oh, the kids these days and all they're saying.
And then breadcrumbing. Oh wait, so sorry. What was your story?
Okay, so went on a few dates, and then there was a miscommunication for plans and whatever, and it ended up kind of resulting in an argument, and I guess ultimately ending it. But the weird thing about it was, I think that we both kind of felt like it was going to be ending anyways, and then this argument tipped it over the edge. But there was no goodbye. There was no, that was fun. Thanks for that.
Thanks for the memories.
Thanks for the memories. Isn't going to work out. I sent him a message saying, my friend saw you back on Bumble. So
you went there.
Well, no, because
he went there.
He was the first he told me when we first started dating that he had deleted the app. And I wasn't expecting that because I didn't realize, how I am with my boyfriend now, I didn't feel that way right off the bat to begin with, So I was actually quite shocked that he had decided to delete his account. So I followed suit, I guess, I was willing to explore this relationship and see, where it can go. So when she saw him back on it, and I sent him a message saying, it was really nice getting to meet you, and I hope you find what you're looking for, there was never any response. And it's just, I think that's ghosting. But it was just kind of...
Oh, for sure.
It's really weird. How do you hang out with someone, spend time with them, go places, do things, and then disappear without a goodbye? Even if it was just over text message. It used to be bad to break up with somebody over the phone and not in person. And now we don't even give each other the courtesy of that.
And the thing is that I think if two people just drift apart and no one texts each other, then it just drifts. But like, I have had someone where they text me like, oh, so when's the second date? And I'm not going to start ghosting them. I told them, I was like, hey, like, you were a nice person. Maybe we can be friends, but I just I didn't feel a connection. I didn't feel a spark. So I think that's a good thing to do.
But you're a very honest person. And that's a very
I
good
say
quality.
what I mean, and I mean what I say.
Ooh,
and
Barbara Jones, if you're listening, that's one of her favorite sayings. Yeah.
Well, I think that you probably learned from your mom. That's your mom, right? So I feel like you've probably learned from your mom, and I've learned...
From me, because I do...
Katie.
Well,
so, and then breadcrumbing. Breadcrumbing is where they kind of, I just want to mention that real quick, this is kind of a new phenomenon where they'll kind of ghost, but then they come back into your life. Oh, hey, sorry, I was busy studying, or I was busy this. Okay, fine. But they keep doing it. They'll ghost, and then they come back. So they're leaving breadcrumbs of hope that this is going to work out for months, and then they finally disappear. That's what breadcrumbing is. That's not cool either.
That's just people stringing people along to benefit them when they may need that person or crave attention or are lonely. They know that they've kind of strung this person along, that they'll probably be there to pick up the phone and fulfill whatever void, because you either want to be with somebody or you don't. So, gosh, I am so insightful.
Well, thanks for listening, guys.
This has just been so much fun.
It's been so much fun. Where's the time gone?
Oh my God! We've definitely been here because the chips are all gone.
I think if we start drinking with these podcasts, like wine or something, we're gonna go through a bottle throughout, because we're just gonna sip while the other person's talking.
I'm gonna make you drink a whole bottle to yourself.
See what comes out then.
Yeah, exactly.